pop track, which is what I like to make. And then I feel like the production on Falling Down is really crazy, honestly. I feel like that song goes, the drums are... I always wanted... Like, I like making vibey stuff like this, but I always wanted a song that I could play at a party, and I feel like Falling Down is that. So, but I got new ones on the horizon that I feel like y'all are gonna love. Do you want to hear some new songs? Let me know. Hey. Smash that. Leave me a comment if you want me to play some new songs. I got like my whole project here. I could just like play songs. I don't know if I'm gonna rap in my music. Like, I really love rap. Mac Miller is a huge influence of mine. But I'm not a rapper. I feel like if anything I sing, sing with some cool pockets, but I feel like I got more, like the R&B thing is more my vibe than rapping, I feel like. I'm just too scared to rap, honestly. There's such fire rappers out there. I don't know if I need to throw my voice in there. But let me know, maybe. I mean, Falling Down, I feel like I kind of spit bars a little bit. No? Thank you. Frank Ocean is one of my favorites, so that's very sweet of you to say. Yeah, Lone Star I feel like is a combination of a lot of things. It definitely has a lot of Frank influence. It has, like, that song was crazy making that song because the producers, I'm going to play Lone Star while I talk about it. So this part is just me on, like, this little vocoder thing. I think I was saying, like, hey love or something like that. And it made it sound like this. And I essentially just freestyle. I had a bunch of notes written in my phone and I just, like, freestyled pretty much the whole song. And it just kind of ended up that way. A lot of my music is, like, I freestyle a lot of it and then try and make sense of it. So, and this one we just kept most of it. Like, I freestyled this whole part and then we listened back and we're like, shit, that's fire. So we kept it. My favorite Frank Ocean song is Novocaine was like the first one that caught my attention. I was like, this is so fire. But I listen to Blonde like all the time. At least once a month I'll sit down and like listen from top to bottom to Blonde. So that record, the way he writes songs blows me away because you just don't really know. The structure is so weird and he uses melody in a way that's really fresh, I feel like. So, I mean, Frank is one of the biggest influences on the internet right now, so obviously. But I always wanted to be a singer. I don't know. I always wanted to make songs. I don't know if I always wanted to be an artist necessarily, but artistry has changed a lot, I feel like. It used to be, like, I feel like I can have this thing now where I sing and put songs out and, can kind of be my own kind of singer, I guess. Because I want to try and keep my music more personal feeling and, like, be able to make whatever I want to make. So, in that sense, I guess I've always wanted to be able to make what I want to make. So that's fire. I moved to California kind of to go to school, but also to be a musician. When I was in high school in Texas, I started making records with a band that I was in, and I really liked being in the studio. And it felt like a lot of the studio stuff was happening out here in LA. So I moved out here. And it's been really cool. I mean, I miss Texas a lot. Hey, that was the next question. Yeah, I miss Texas a lot, but, the music industry is out here, which is, something that it's nice to be around, in my opinion, some of the best creatives in the world in LA, and then when I get to travel to London or New York or anything like that, sometimes I kind of forget how good everybody I'm in the room with is, because you kind of take it for granted. I get to meet amazing musicians and collaborate and make music. And that's so inspiring to hang out with people and from all different places in the world who kind of flock to LA and London. So it's pretty sick. Yeah, Mac Miller and Frank Ocean are huge influences. Who else is a big influence? I mean, weirdly, I have a lot of country music I'm influenced by, like old country music, like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. And so I like a lot of old country music, and then, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tame Impala and Glass Animals, and I love MGMT has always been one of my favorite bands. Who else? I mean, the Eagles and the Beatles. I mean, I listen to the Beatles nonstop. For me, I'm either listening, I feel like if I'm listening to modern music, I'm typically listening to like some alternative R&B stuff, kind of like Frank or like Choker or things like that. There's this artist named Dijon that I really love. And then if I'm listening to rock or anything like that, I tend to listen to older stuff like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. So I listened to the single on the Glass Animals, the new Glass Animals album, but I really liked it. I thought the video of him walking through London was really sick too. And I'm definitely kind of, you know, I'm a big fan. I haven't sat down and listened to the whole album top to bottom. So what are your favorite songs on the album? I love Mr. Hudson. Your new distro. Mr. Hudson is my boy. I met him in Los Angeles in a writing session. My manager paired me up with him, and we instantly clicked. I mean, he's the man. Obviously, working on 808s and Heartbreaks with Kanye is like one of the most iconic albums to be on, and Mr. Hudson was all over that. And he has crazy stories, and you know, he's a few years older than me, so he kind of feels like he gives me some advice and is a big fan of mine. And obviously I'm a big fan of his too. I mean, he always sends me, I have this old vintage car, and he's obsessed with the vintage car, so he sends me posts on IG of a bunch of old cars like all the time. He sent me one today I haven't responded to, but favorite albums that came out this year. I like the new Dom Fike album a lot. I feel like the production's really interesting, and his songwriting is really unique. I like the new Harry Styles album. I think it's pretty sick, honestly. And then what else have I been listening to? I mean, I've been listening to a lot of my stuff. I've been listening to, there's this artist named Remy Wolf who I'm a huge fan of, and I just kind of found her recently on Spotify. She almost has like an MIA vibe that I really like. So I heard Tangerine on that album. Is there any state in the U.S. I wouldn't move to? No, I don't have anything against any state at all, but I probably wouldn't move to a lot of them because I feel like the only states I'm trying to live in are either where my friends live, like California and New York, or where my family lives in Texas. And maybe Tennessee is kind of cool, but it's fun to travel. The United States is like a bunch of small countries, so. Yeah, Remy Wolf. So fire. Do I ever listen to... I haven't been releasing music long enough to listen back and wish I could change things in songs I've released yet. You know, I feel like as you grow as an artist, it's probably inevitable that you listen to stuff that you made before and then don't like it. For one reason or the other, but I kind of feel like if I made it, then I should like it because this came from me and it's part of me. And I kind of feel like every time I make a song, it's just me trying to write the perfect version of that song I'm trying to make, and I honestly probably don't get there every time, but that's the whole point, is trying to write a specific thing you're hearing, and then it kind of always ends up being something different. But that's kind of the surprise of making music. So I'll sing Falling Down in 2 seconds. How do I write lyrics? I don't really know how I write lyrics, honestly. I freestyle. Like, when I write songs, I sing melodies first, and a lot of times the sounds and the like fake words that I'm saying end up meaning something to me. And then I just have like a bunch of notes in my phone that I just write thousands of little phrases or lines or even couplets where like I'll, just like essentially writing words and trying to make sense of things. And then it's really hard for me to sit down and say, I want to write a song about this thing. Like, I don't really do that very often. I feel like I get in this headspace where I just start singing over some music, and whatever I've been stressing about or meditating on for the last month, or sometimes even longer, like these little ideas that kind of spin around in my head, less musical ideas and more just like emotional ideas that I feel like I'm thinking about, and then it just kind of ends up coming out. I'm a big fan of Tom Petty, and he talked a lot about, like, he had this idea that whatever the subconscious words that come out of your mouth are have some kind of meaning, and you should honor that. So, but writing lyrics is definitely, I feel like, the hardest part of writing songs, because they leave the least amount of interpretation up to the listener. You're kind of telling the listener exactly what you're trying to say, whereas the music's a bit more mysterious, and writing a melody is, it can make somebody feel something without telling them exactly what to feel and what to think about. Yeah, creating the visuals for this project has been really amazing. I've been working with my friend Bellamy Brewster. He's a super talented visual artist. And yeah, I think, the world we live in today, it's really important to have a good visual identity, obviously. I mean, everything is visual that we consume now. And so it's crazy, because even when you make a song, you kind of like already have the visual in mind, and you can kind of already see like what it could look like and what it could feel like on a phone, really. So it's been cool. I feel like we're still like playing with it in terms of the visuals, but it's just like combining, for me, a lot of this initial project is combining things that I've loved my entire life with things that I've loved recently, and kind of this singer-songwriter, like, from Texas vibe combined with kind of more of like a world-traveling musician vibe. That's kind of been my life for the last few years. So trying to combine that visually too, with fashion and with the aesthetic of the photos and the videos. That's kind of the goal, is to combine the Texas and the LA, London vibe. So my dream collab, I mean, I would love to work with Muramasa. I always love everything that he does. And who else? Caroline Polachek, I'm obsessed with her. I don't know if you guys know her, but her melodies are crazy. And then, I mean, obviously working with Frank Ocean would be the best. Working with, James Blake, I'm a huge fan. Getting in with Bon Iver would obviously be sick. So, yeah, the Falling Down music video I'm proud of. I've never made a music video before. We made some visualizers for Lone Star and for A Time to Let Go. But this was like the first music video, and I think it went great. We shot it during the lockdown, and so we were kind of limited with what we could do, so it's only me in the video, obviously. But it was really fun. It was just me, the director, and then the guy on the camera, and we just kind of ran around LA and shot some stuff and trying to make it look nice and trying to build a vibe, you know? It's pretty simple. I'm just like fucking around and dancing to my song, and we cut it up all cool. So, and there's some meaning in it, you know? I'm running from something in the video, which is not an accident. So, and I really like how the edit at the very end of the video is like the exact same shot as the start of the video. Because I do feel like life is a lot of cycles and a lot of returning to where you started from, but knowing more. The hero's journey kind of vibe. So, yeah, Pang is one of my favorite albums from last year too. So good. How often am I in London? I was in London a lot last year. I was there for probably a month and a half total. I was traveling a lot last year. I went to spent the time in the UK, and then I was in France making some music for a little bit, and then I went to South Korea actually to do some stuff over there just as a producer, and just to travel, which was fire. I don't know if you guys have ever been to South Korea, but it's pretty sick. It's pretty far away from LA for sure. And then I got back from South Korea in January, and then everything went south kind of. But you guys want to hear one of the new songs? I'm just gonna play it on my laptop, if that's cool. This song's called Lifesaver.
I think I'm ready to go. I try to speak, but I choke. She got a hand on my throat and my clothes on the floor. I'm trying to leave, now she's up on top.
Let me know if you like this. Hey.
Just one more time to pretend right now. Make it hurt, baby, drag it all out. Let me say.
Hey, thank you, Elijah.
One more night, then we'll go fucking around. Just one more time to pretend right now. Leave a sweet taste in my mouth. Let me savor the feeling. Let me savor the feeling. Hey. I think I'm ready to go. I trust me, but I choke. She got.
That's Lifesaver. I'm gonna put that song out at some point. You like it? It's fun. It's like, sounds like a teen movie kind of. I feel like I wanted a song. I always love coming of age movies. And I wanted to have a song that sounded like the end of like a high school coming of age movie or something. So that's what that track is. Hey, thank you, virtual applause. So, I'm gonna play a chill version of Falling Down because it's kind of high, and on acoustic guitar it might be a little weird, but.
I'm falling down. It feels like flying now. I'm burning out. At least I'm shining now. Wanna live rich and I wanna die broke. Wanna get in where I can't go. Always trying to know what I can't know. Think I need you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is this decaf? Cause I can't feel it. This fast lane life looks so appealing. How House in the hills, but I'll never feel home. Got internet friends, but I'm always alone. At least we look cool. At least we look cool. 'Cause I'm falling down. It feels like flying now. I'm burning out. At least I'm shining now. Wanna live rich and I wanna die broke. Get in where I can't go. Always trying to know what I can't know. Need you. Yeah. I bought a cheap chain to feel like a trap star. Doing cheap champagne off the key to my car. Kiss me at the Black Cat, drinking my cash. Look at my phone, but the screen's all cracked. Try to call you, but you never pick up. And I'm falling down. It feels like flying now. I'm burning out. At least I'm shining now. Wanna live rich and I wanna die broke. Get in where I can't go. Always trying to know what I can't know. Think I need you. Think I need you. Think I need you.
It's like a chill version of Falling Down. Should I put that version out too? It's kind of sick that way, honestly. Whenever I write a song, I always play it slow and on my acoustic guitar. And if it sounds good like that, then I know it's a good song. I feel like that's the main way. I just like sit in my bed and play that song over and over until I figure out how to play it. Hey, thank you. I'm excited to drop this whole project. It's like taking a bit of time to get it all fleshed out with COVID and everything, but the music's all there, and we're just trying to make sure. I'm just trying to make sure it gets all released right and all that stuff. Deluxe version of your upcoming project. Hey, I've got a bunch of songs. I mean, I think I'm planning on dropping like 6 to 9 is kind of the range of the first. Yeah, I could sing Jolene. Let me see. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. My voice calms you down. Thank you. Any idea of a release date? I'm gonna drop another song in about a month. It's gonna be kind of like a different kind of release. I'm gonna sing Jolene in 1 second. I'm about to drop kind of a country like vibe, honestly, on Instagram and YouTube, and then so that'll be in about a month, and then it'll just be like a nice little vibe, and then hopefully I'll have the whole project out by November. I mean, the music's all done. I just gotta get it fully mixed and everything, but it's all done. And the thing that I'm trying to figure out, and you guys can tell me, is I wanted to shoot videos for everything all at once, but with COVID and everything, it's been a little harder to do. So maybe I should just drop all the music and I can release videos after. I don't know. But that's kind of the spot I'm in right now, is like the music is all fire. Let me see. I'm gonna play Jolene. People forward for it. Oh, I'm right. Jolene. Alright. This is as much as I can remember it. Hold on. Yeah, short clip visualizers is kind of a vibe. Alright, I haven't rehearsed this song at all, but I just know this song from my childhood, so let's see if I get it right. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please
Jolene, Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is like the summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. He talks about you in his sleep, there's nothing I can do to keep crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can.
Hey, very unrehearsed version of Jolene, but it's a great song. So, any other songs y'all want to hear? I'm pretty much just over here playing songs. I'll show you all the. This is where the line "House in the Hills, but I never feel home" came from. I'm in my house. I'm in my room right now. Let's see if I can flip this around. It's a pretty view, right? That's from my bedroom. Old Town Road. I don't know if I want to play Old Town Road. Let me think about it. Let me pull it up and see if I know it. That song is amazing, though. I remember when Old Town Road came out, and I heard it. I was like, damn, this is a crazy record. And then it became the #1 song. It's pitch black there. Are you in the UK? I don't know Closing Time by Mr. Hudson, but yeah, no, Lil Nas X is fire. But I wrote a couple of the songs on Mr. Hudson's last album, actually. He and I worked together kind of a lot. So I think I did 3 songs on his last project, which was sick. Yeah, I'm excited for the Lil Nas X stuff. Lithuania. Hey, love from Lithuania. What songs did I make? I made What Do We Do Now? I made the Slept On Me song. There's one more. Let me look. I'm going to play another song from my project, if that's cool. This is a little vibe I have coming on my song, on my project. This is some like true indie shit. Let me know if you like this one. Hey, thank you.
know nothing. Yeah. Just feel something. So take me wherever you want. Keep me distant between us. I swear I'll never do as much. You know, feel something. Now we're turning up the lights. I can't feel the vibe. If I go, I'm falling again.
Hey, thank you. I'm excited to put this one out. I feel like it's gonna be fire. Sounds like some car commercial shit or something. I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, Glass Animals is definitely like kind of an influence, I think. But yeah, like doing my own thing on it. I feel like I kind of write some country songs sort of over these kind of vibes, and it's kind of sick. Yeah, Metro Station, for real. The first kind of music I got into when I was in high school was like Metro Station and like all that like pop punk emo vibe. So like it's crazy when I make a song and I listen back to it and I hear myself singing it. I'm like, damn, I kind of sound like all the bands I used to love when I was in middle school, and that's kind of fire. So y'all have any other questions for me? I might play some more songs. Mr. Hudson. I made Magic City too. That song Magic City on this record. You're still waiting for that Old Time Road cover? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can suss it out. I don't really know this song. You want to join in? And hey, thank you. Yeah, Magic City was fun to write. Let me listen to Old Time Road real quick. Let me play Old Time Road and I'll check out those questions. Horse to the Old Town Road. I'm just gonna play the hook. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Mustang is attached, hat is matted black, got the boots as black and mad. Riding on the horse, woo, you can't whip your Porsche. Another valley, been off all that Porsche. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing, no. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing, no. That song is so sick. Oh, I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. That song is so sick. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna look at... Can you send those questions here so I can see them? Oh, sick. Okay, I got them. Never mind. Just kidding. What do I like to eat for breakfast is the first question. I pretty much just eat eggs and sometimes some cereal, but mostly just eggs. Let's see. What made me want to start making music? I mean, I started making music when I was like a little kid. I started writing poetry and stuff, so I can't really explain to you where that comes from. But I mean, I just fell in love with music. I think music is a really unique art form because it's like this foreign... The way that I think about music is it's like a foreign language that everybody speaks in some weird way. I know that's kind of a weird way to think about it, but it's almost like, you know, it's the universal language. And as a musician, I feel like we speak that language that everybody understands, but not everybody knows how to speak. So I feel like that's what made me want to make music, is to be that. Just to sing, honestly. I was laughing with a friend because I was saying how I was talking shit on musicals because I don't really like musicals, and then I realized that my life is actually a living musical where I walk around and then break out into song because I can't not sing, which is pretty funny. If 8-year-old Jackson saw my current self, what would be their first thoughts? That's a really good question. I don't know. I think 8-year-old Jackson would like this version of me. 8-year-old Jackson probably knew a little less than this version of me. But I think 8-year-old Jackson would be a fan of who I've become, which is cool. But that is a crazy question to think about. If you can make humans forget how to do one thing daily, I don't know what that means. What are some of your favorite albums? I've still been listening to Blonde a lot. I mean, the Juice WRLD album I thought was really sick. I like a lot of random. My buddy Will is in this band called Howdy, from Texas, that released an album, I think at the end of last year, and that's been one of my favorite albums. It's called Heavy Lifter. Hold on. Can you? I think for my future releases, you can play drums in a band. And when I was a kid, like in middle school and high school, drums were my first instrument, and then I picked up guitar and kind of just sang as a background vocalist and quietly recorded myself and kind of figured out my voice. I feel like my voice got really, really strong. And I went from really not liking my voice recorded to I really like how my voice sounds now. So that's something I'm proud of. Still working on trying to figure out kind of where it fits, but singing is so fun. I love singing. What's the song that's stuck in my head at the moment? I've had that Daft Punk song for some reason, One More Time. For some reason. I don't know if y'all like Daft Punk, but they're pretty fire. What's my favorite country song? I don't have one, but there's an artist named John Prine. I'm going to type it in here so y'all can look him up. Who's been my favorite recently? Yeah, Daft Punk is superior. That's facts. What inspires me the most? Definitely listening to music inspires me. I feel like I watch a lot of YouTube for some reason. I don't know if you guys like YouTube, but I just find myself watching random YouTube videos of people doing weird shit on YouTube and then I can get in a weird headspace where I'm all of a sudden I'll look up and it'll be an hour and I'm like, damn, I've been watching people build mud houses in the forest for 45 minutes. I should probably listen to some music and get inspired. And every time I do that, I feel like that's always nice. I listen to podcasts and I like to read, and going outside is really nice. Yeah, I think YouTube is the greatest invention ever, maybe. One of them. I mean, it's just you can learn whatever you want to learn. It's so sick. I love watching YouTube, these random videos. There's this YouTube channel of this guy that he'll make knives out of anything. It sounds really weird, but so he'll take spaghetti, he'll take noodles and he'll make a knife out of spaghetti. And it's like he'll just make knives out of random things, and it's so fun to watch people do weird stuff like that, and like ASMR stuff. And YouTube is weird. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be in London in September. It'd be cool to link up. Hit me on DMs. Obviously, we're gonna be keeping it tight because of COVID and everything, but maybe we could link up. That'd be sick. Let's see. Which song are you most proud of making? I feel like I'm proud of all the songs, honestly. I mean, my goal with the project is just kind of to explore the different parts of my personality and my musical taste. And so I think Time to Let Go is probably the one that's closest to me emotionally. But Falling Down, I feel like, is maybe my most impressive musical song. I just think the vibe there is completely unique, and so I'm proud of that one. And then I'm proud of Lone Star because it doesn't sound like, it doesn't sound like anything. I kind of want none of my music I want my songs to sound like a lot of things, but kind of sound like nothing too, because that's kind of how I feel like I am as a person. Because I feel like I feel like I'm a lot of things, but I'm also unique, you know? That's a dumb thing to say. How many instruments do I play? I play a lot of instruments. I feel like singing is my favorite, if that counts as an instrument. If that doesn't count, then probably guitar. But I like playing everything. I mean, I kind of am decent at everything, but not super good at. Like I kind of just like mess around until I get it right, you know. But the drums are probably my favorite instrument to listen to. I feel like when the drums go, you don't need a whole lot else. And I feel like the drum textures on on all my songs are really unique. I'm really happy with that, because that's the thing that kind of I just feel like when I hear songs I like, it's always usually the drums that set the vibe, you know what I'm saying? How different will your image... I feel like my image is going to change a lot, and my music is going to change a lot too. I mean, I think it's important to grow as an artist. You know, I think what's crazy is like there's these artists that people become huge fans of that inevitably change because they're artists, and it's almost their job to change, and to like, you know, if they're looking at life one way, it's kind of like the artist's job to almost like look at it a different way, to make me, you know, to be inspired. I feel like that's something I know a lot of artists, and I've met a lot of artists, and am an artist, and I feel like we all have that in common, where we all like are exploring the world in a way to try and figure out as much as we can, and to probably shape ourselves. Like, your image of yourself is kind of the trickiest thing to figure out, you know, is like who you are and what you're into and what's you and what's not you. And you kind of, for me in my life, it's just all been trial and error of getting into something for a minute and being like, okay, this feels right, and then realizing, you know, going from one thing to another and kind of searching for that feeling of inspiration. So I feel like my image will probably mature, and my music, I have a sneaky suspicion that at some point in my life I'm gonna make like a country album, like a country western album, but with R&B vocals and like my vibe, you know. But COVID has made me feel like a little homesick, I feel like, so I'm probably gonna start working on a country album at some point, just for fun. But yeah, I feel like I hope that the lyric writing, I'm really focused on making my lyric writing better. I think it's really good now, but just like kind of trying to, that's the hardest thing I feel like as an artist, is trying to figure out what you want to say, because the words tell everybody like exactly what you're thinking, versus the music is kind of more mysterious. And so I feel like the lyric writing is something that I'm gonna definitely be focusing on, like what I want to talk about and all that. So. What inspires me at the most at the moment, there's this artist named John Prine that I've been listening to a lot. I've been watching, I watch a lot of old YouTube videos on like old performances. So I've been watching a bunch of Prince performances and like Michael Jackson performances and stuff like that. It's kind of inspiring. It's crazy to just see like, it's crazy to see like now the world we live in. It's crazy to see like 100,000 people in a stadium watching somebody play. You know, that's like kind of wild. So I've been watching a lot of live performances on YouTube because we can't do that or go to concerts right now. So that's pretty sick. Hannah Montana, she is an icon. Country R&B is pretty much my aesthetic, honestly. Like country R&B, like psych pop, country R&B. Like sad pop. So. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm probably going to bounce off here in a minute, but I'm down to play another song. Maybe I'll play... I started singing... probably when I was in like 7th grade, maybe 8th grade. Yeah, Lone Star is the epitome of country R&B. It's like, it's exactly, that's exactly the vibe I was going for, honestly. I gotta tune my guitar different to play that song. I've got a sad boy playlist. A lot of my sad boy playlist is like Juice WRLD, and Ian Dior is a friend of mine and an artist I really like. What else? Like Youngblood. I really like Youngblood. Like I like the emo vibe a lot. I don't really make that kind of music, but it's a vibe for sure. I'm gonna play Lone Star real quick. Trying to remember how to play it on guitar. Alright, I got it.
I know you're a loner, I'm a loner too. We could be alone, hide out in my room. We could light up, talk about the universe. Tell me how your parents hurt you. I would never hurt you, no. No, no, no. On some Prince shit, I want your kiss. I know you're a loner, I'm a loner too. We could be alone, hide out in my room. We could light up, talk about the universe. Tell me how your parents hurt you. I would never hurt you, no. Always slur my words when I get this high. Baby, you so bad, gotta say that twice. You're the realest one I found in this empty, fucked up town. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Little blue dream and a little red wine. Yeah, you're a good girl from the Lower East Side, fucking with a boy from the South. Crazy, we both made it out. I know you're a loner, but I'm a loner too. We could be alone, hide out in my room. We could light up, talk about the universe. Tell me how your parents hurt you. I would never hurt you. No, 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 no. On some Prince shit, I want your kiss.
Hey, it was a little rough. I probably should have rehearsed that. We're chilling. We're all friends here. I might play Time to Let Go real quick, or just like a little portion of it, if that's cool with y'all. Hey. I'm gonna answer some questions while I tune my guitar. What's my favorite country in the world? Probably France at this point. Just to go vacation. Oh shoot, we only have a minute and 45 seconds. But I love the UK. I mean, the UK is probably the most homey vibe that I have. Like, that's where I feel most at home. Like, I for sure live there. Let's have a tune. Let me see if this guitar's in tune. This one will work.
Holding on's been holding me back, taking my bittersweet time. Time to let go, time to let go, time to let go. It's time to let go, time to let go, time to let go. I need a new vibe, yeah. 'Cause lately I've been feeling so sick of all the red lights, yeah. I need an emotional lift, so I got a new ride to drive away from all of my problems, out of sight, put you out of mind.
Hey, I only have 10 seconds remaining on this live stream, so